Assalamu alaikum, Director Cabdulkarim, Achten, Sheikh Maxamuud. I thank you very much for being available for this interview. Thank you. Thank you very much. Director, can you tell your viewers who you are? Yes, my name is Cabdulkarim Achten Sheikh Maxamuud, and I was born and live in the Netherlands, or Holland as you will call it. Why did you start Dallo Productions? Because during COVID time, the whole country was in a total lockdown. One of the worst lockdowns in Europe and in the history of Holland, really. And at that time, I started becoming very interested in journalism. I really don't know why, but that was the main reason, I think. I bought a good laptop because my old one was too old, and I bought a Adobe Premiere Pro and started making programs on my then iPhone 7 Plus. What do you want to do with this channel? I wanted to make news programs and focus mainly on Somalia and the world. I did that for 3 years until I decided to stop and transformed Dallo Productions from a production company into a non-profit organization, really, with a director, speeches, etc. Why did you stop the Dallo News? As I said, I did Dallo Productions for 3 years, and I noticed that no one was watching, only a few people. One of the videos, like the Somali presidential election in 2022 promo, had 1300 views in May 2022. 1 year later, in May 2023, in Paris, I decided to stop Dallo News because it wasn't worth doing it every month when no one is watching except my family was watching it, no one else, and that was really I was really not happy about that. What are your views on Somali politics? Somali politicians are just clowns. They're just banana clowns. Villa Somalia, I call it Villa Somali because inside the villa and outside the villa, it's a complete zoo. Just look at the pictures on Google Maps. It's not a real state house or presidential palace in Mogadishu. Sheikh Maxamuud, the president of Somalia, what's left of it, really wants to copy Farmajo's style of authoritarianism, because Farmajo, when he was in Villa Somalia, was an authoritarian, acting like a dictator, and even a Mohammed Siad Barre Lawat, which in English is Mohammed Siad Barre II, attacking Jubaland strongman Ahmed Madebe and Puntland. And now Sheikh has copied that style of governance that Somalis haven't seen in 30 years. Mr. Director, I see that you always attack the Somali president, but what is, in your views, the solution for Somalia? Only a confederation can save Somalia, because these buffoons in Villa Somalia only wants power, and that is really dangerous for the country. I truly believe that. A confederation between an independent Puntland, an independent Jubaland, and the rest of Somalia, where Puntland and Jubaland can have their own governments and not listen to the orders of the man sitting in Villa Somalia. Only with that concept, I call it one country, three systems. One for Puntland, one for Jubaland, and one for Somalia. And Somaliland will be an independent republic, which will be recognized by Somalia directly. Because what the Somali regime did to Hargeisa and the people of Somaliland in 1988, it's really sad and disturbing, So many people in Somaliland has been traumatized, and they have the right to be... No, look, Somaliland, they have the right to be their own republic. No, Sheikh, yeah? The enemy in Villa Somalia is not only a threat to Somalia itself, but to the entire East Africa. That's the truth. Also about Dutch and American politics. What a stupid question that is, Wadia. What a stupid question. But I watch you a lot, you ask a lot of stupid questions. And I'm not gonna involve in any of this of Dutch politics. That's not really my job. Thank you for your comment, Mr. Director. And in terms of American politics, no, you look. I support President Donald J. Trump and always thought that the other side was really destroying the United States of America. They were destroying the USA. That's what they were doing. Mr. Director, the war on Ukraine and Russia is already 3.5 years. What are your views on that war? Russia, the aggressor, invaded the victim, Ukraine. That's what I believe. Of course, there are historical reasons why Putin started this war, but the main reason he said, he said, quote, I quote, Ukraine needs to be demilitarized and denazified from Zelensky's government in Kiev, of course. I'm neutral in this war, but of course, you know, Ukraine needed to defend itself from invasion, just like Israel. And I think Putin wants the whole of Ukraine to really threaten Eastern European countries and NATO, which will mean direct confrontation with my home country Holland, which is a part of NATO. Mr. Director, the attack from Hamas on 7 October 2023 in Israel and the following Israeli response with thousands of deaths in Gaza. What can you say or do with your channel more to make peace in that region? And what are your views on Israel and Palestine anyways? This war, the war in Israel, is 10 times more difficult to answer than Israel itself. Because there are so many narratives like Israeli Zionists colonize Palestine and Palestinians want to destroy Israel. But starting from the beginning, on 7 October 2023, an internationally recognized terrorist organization, Hamas, attacked Israel. They killed hundreds of people and kidnapped people, some of them for almost 2 years. And I say this, at that time, Israel has a right to protect itself from those crazy people. But, Israel has protected itself to an extreme, because what's happening in Gaza is really heartbreaking. Innocent Gazans with no food, no water, they are starving, man. That really breaks my heart. And I say this, Netanyahu, who has gone crazy by blocking aid, there's no reason at all to block aid to the Palestinians in Gaza. And that is, of course, a war crime. What Israel has been doing in Gaza, is it a genocide? And has Israel committed war crimes? First, whether it's a genocide or not, that's not on me. That's for the International Court of Justice, ICJ in The Hague, not me. But Netanyahu doesn't stop the war. But if Netanyahu doesn't stop the war in Gaza, then maybe it will start to look more like ethnic cleansing of Palestinians in Gaza to make Gaza Israeli territory. And has Israel committed war crimes in Gaza? Yes, they did. And many armies has done that in wars. So yes, Israel did, and that is of course not okay. The thing is, the murder of thousands of Palestinians, the destruction of Gaza is a complete shame. And these stupid people are playing with the existence of Israel as a whole. And that is something Netanyahu needs to think about very strongly. Mr. Director, is a two-state solution between Israel and Palestine a real solution for this conflict? I don't know. No, I think the only solution to end this 75 plus years of conflict. But after 7 October, Israel will never accept a Palestinian state. And because they already control the West Bank, they control West Jerusalem and parts of East Jerusalem, and Gaza will soon be under their control. The Palestinian Authority, which is the most corrupt administration in the world, worse than Somalia, doesn't have the power to control the West Bank. And Hamas in Gaza will be defeated in the long term. Not the short term, but in the long term, yes. Israel will defeat them because Hamas has no military power compared to the Israelis, who have American intelligence. And for the Palestinians, I think it's really sad for them because, look, Palestinians, they deserve a country. They deserve some of statehood, man. They deserve a country. Palestinians deserve a Palestinian state. But I don't see Palestine existing as for now. Because the world, particularly the Western world, is against it. But you see with Spain and Norway, France maybe in the future, they recognize a Palestinian state. And maybe the US will too. I don't know. But we will see, we will see. But the Palestinians, yes, they deserve a country. Mr. Director, what will you do with Dallo Productions in the couple 5 years and even beyond that? Dallo Productions will continue the work it did for the last 2 years. And maybe in 2030, when Dallo Productions has existed 10 years, I will look back very proudly at what I have done, what we have done as Dallo Productions between 2025 and 2030. Mr. Director Cabdulkarim Akhten Sheikh Maxamuud, I want to thank you very much for being in this interview. You too, thank you very much. I really enjoyed this interview and thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, you too.